Cade, Alana, it's time to review your tape. I knew this phrase all too well. Dad used it exactly 2 hours after every game. Like I said before, this tape reviewing business is very repetitive in my house. To make it more fun for us, Mother began to bring popcorn and drinks to go along with our purple and black notepads. Alana and I took our designated spots on either side of Father, sat back, and let him start the tape. Alana, when you're hitting a smaller girl, you have to remember to get low. If you aren't low enough, you'll get her in the head, and you know what that means. Penalties, right, ladies? You should know by now that you have to practice efficient ways to hit, slap, kick, trip, hook, etc. to get that puck. Our father was always strangely serious when it came to getting the puck in the worst possible ways. Yes, Father, both of us had given up arguing with him years ago. Most of our evening before supper was spent reviewing the tape. I have my stopping flaws hammered out, and Alana now knows that she should grip her stick a little tighter. Partway through our family bonding, Mother left to start dinner. Near the very end, I went to join her. We were preparing chicken and rice, some of my favorite foods. Mother asked me to fetch the fine china. Without quarreling, I went to the china cabinet in the living room. There was lots of china to choose from, so I picked the porcelain plates with the green trim along the rims. Everything else followed this similar pattern. Setting the table took very little time, so I ventured upstairs and tried to find some suitable clothes. I wanted to make a good impression on Mr. Collins. I wanted him to know I'm not only good at hockey, but I'm polite and ready to take on boys too. I dressed in my long red tee with short sleeves and black khaki pants. That went just past my knees. These clothes unfortunately had come from the kids section at the clothes shop. My body never seemed to grow to the size that my spirit was. Whenever my mother took me into the children's stores, I'm always embarrassed. There always seems to be little boys and girls all trying on the latest children's fashions. Then there was me, a 16-year-old girl, dressed in those same clothes, trying to fit in the adult and teenage world. Since my older sister hit her growth spurt at 14, my parents thought I was just a late bloomer. Alana turned out to be 6'2", and I'm a mere 4'5". Talk about ironic. She should be great at hockey, considering she towers over all the girls. Then there's me. I should be playing with ribbons, or doing gymnastics with my small form, though neither of us ever chose dainty sports. Alana's sport of choice, beach volleyball, tends to be a rough, non-contact sport. I, of course, have always stuck proudly with hockey. Even though all the players in my league are bigger, I am faster. If I calculate out my hits, I can bring down any girl quickly. After changing from my lounging clothes, I went back down to the living room. My father and Alana were almost done with the taped review, and Mr. Collins would be arriving any minute with his family. Alana turned her head and noticed me walking by. She made the "please kill me now" sign. I just giggled and proceeded into the kitchen. Mother was almost done the meal. She cooked incredibly fast. "Dear, what sort of wine do you think Mr. Collins and his family would like best? Would his family like a nice light Chianti or a refreshing Burgundy?" My mother always fussed over every little detail when it came to preparing group meals. I shrugged my shoulders. I'm not a wine expert. You're the Canadian, Mother. What did your family drink back there? I looked questioningly at my mother. I loved to remind her of her childhood roots. I always thought if she had convinced Father to settle in Canada, we wouldn't have so many problems trying to advance in our sports careers. Mother pondered for a while, no doubt trying to remember her Canadian life, and then came up with a solution. "Well, my parents would always sit on the step chugging back a Molson. That doesn't help me one bit. I was a farm girl. How would I know what the Canadian city slickers drink? Well, I suppose I'll serve the Chianti and keep the mood peaceful." I laughed at my silly mother. She was talking to herself again. "Please just go pull out a bottle of wine from the cellar. Any kind will do." She rubbed her temples, continued worrying over the meal. I went down to the cellar and grabbed a random bottle off the shelf. Part 2, End.